Nothing like professionalism right here on Whatcha Watchin. I've reloaded my soundboard, and unfortunately for me, didn't open the rack. But fortunately for you,
Or should I go with the theme of this episode? Freaking sweet.
There we go. Thanks, folks, for bearing with us for a moment. Welcome back here to Whatcha Watchin. That's right. The show where we watch stuff, review it so you don't have to. Tonight we're talking The Force Awakens. Yes, that's right. A 2-year-old movie because it's The Force Awakens. Who doesn't love it? Anyhow, some more trailer trash talk tonight. A bit of who's watching what. And then we'll get to ripping into The Force Awakens. There's been a disturbance in my pants. Have you sensed it?
No, I'd rather not sense it.
That's right. Coming up next on Whatcha Watchin. Hey, I'm one of the hosts of this mess over here. They call me the Reverend Jeff. And sitting next to me over there on the other side of the glass is the guy that they call...
I'm Collier Wilmes.
That's right. I'm Collier Wilmes. People call me Collier Wilmes. Nobody gives a honky shit what your name is, boy. Get on the bus and sit down. Sorry, folks.
Aww.
Forrest Gump channeling through me tonight. Hey, we are talking about The Force Awakens. Of course, we absolutely are. But to the first order, we're going to get through some trailer trash talk. Trailer trash talk. Wow, look at that. It's just totally frozen on me now, and I can't do anything. Oh, there we go. Working out the bugs, and we're sticking with them while they do. Thank you to YouTube for allowing us to do live shows for you people out there. All 5 of you that are watching live. Okay. Speaking of the 5 of you people watching live, keep watching. 2017. A family becomes imprisoned in their own home by intruder. Play a life and death game where the mysterious rules become clear as the night unfolds. I didn't think I was going to like it at first. It was like that stupid Jason movie where they were in the internet.
That never.
Which one was that?
Jason,
I don't remember.
That was in Halloween, where it was like Halloween Resurrection.
That's why we got
Jason. Whatever.
I correct Rev when his memory poops out.
Exactly right. But you knew I saw what I saw. I didn't know I didn't think I was going to like this at first, but as it went on, I'm kind of into it. Be enough to do to somebody.
I'm kind of on it.
If
but
there were no rules, people,
because this is subliminal messaging to our viewers to keep watching.
That's right. Keep watching. Speaking of keeping watching, here's another one that I can't really trash. 2017, Bruce Willis starts to kill people in Chicago. It's about damn time. I said the only thing that's going to ever save Chicago is revolution, people. Get on the bus. Revolution can save Chicago. Your politicians hate you. Anyhow.
We just got political here, folks. Do you like politics? I don't.
I didn't get political here. Everybody knows Chicago politicians suck.
You know
All I'm saying is change them.
Politics. Revolution,
death and murder, and that's what Bruce Willis is doing in Death Wish.
And even though I know this is a reboot, look, another revenge movie about some guy whose family got killed or murdered or raped or whatever, and now he's on a warpath to cause revenge.
It was the theme to the 70s, my friend. It really was.
Dirty Harry making a comeback, it seems.
It is, man. Bell-bottom pants are okay, but them god-awful plaid pants and checkered shirts never did go together. Speaking of stuff that didn't go together, Monster Project 2017. You know, another one I thought I was just going to laugh at because it started out with a guy in a Bigfoot suit. I was like, oh, great. Kind of, yeah. But here we suddenly turned into
parkour on top of a roof, on the rooftop.
Right. But you know, then it turned into something else where they actually interview real monsters, and then the real monsters kind of show up.
Imagine that.
Into all three of these trailers tonight. I really am. I really can't trash a bunch of them, but for a movie monster guy, you know, and a guy who creates movie monsters, the Monster Project would be something right up your alley.
Yeah, I'll just wait and see because I'm kind of mixed on the thoughts so far because I'm really down with it, even though I hate found footage. It kind of reminds me of some good found footage, though, like the Lost Tapes series. I really enjoyed that TV series, and this seems like a feature-length outing of that sort of TV show. At least that's the way the vibe.
It'll be interesting to see how it's done too, because it might actually be like an anthology movie because they're showing it demon, vampire, skinwalker. You know, there'll actually probably be 3 episodes that within the one movie, kind of giving you 3 mini movies in one. I wonder.
Maybe we will see.
Sounds familiar.
Well, I don't know. Only time to tell for our viewers.
Hey, Cole.
Hey,
I got a question for you.
I might have an answer.
What you watching?
Oh, well, I've been watching some weird and stupid shit. I just finished up watching BoJack Horseman, one of the best Netflix series out there, and I'm kind of sad that I have no more to watch. It was that good. You think
the
for
BoJack Horseman, the most beloved sitcom horse of the 90s. 20 years later, BoJack Horseman was the star of his own hit TV show, Horsing Around, but today he's washed up, living in Hollywood, and complaining about everything.
Did you ever think you would imagine saying that premise on the show?
No, actually, it's like Tim the Bear, dumbest concepts ever. Speaking of concepts,
The Room with Tommy Wiseau.
Johnny's a successful banker who lives happily in a San Francisco townhouse with his fiancée Lisa. One day, inexplicably, she gets bored with him and decides to seduce his best friend Mark. From there, again, what a cunt!
I know, and the only way anyone that has seen this movie can sum up this movie is by trying to replicate the performance of the man, Tommy Wiseau. It is bullshit. I did not hit her. She's lying. It's bullshit. I did not. Oh, hi, Rev.
You did not.
I did not.
Written, directed, starring by the same dude. That's a messed up guy. That's all I can say.
He kind of.
It always is kind of strange when they direct it, write it, star in it, and it's a story about getting screwed over. I don't think I want to star in that movie, but hey, that's just me.
Oh, I kind of would like to be a supporting character just to watch it first.
Wrapping your weed week of watching shit up.
I decided to watch some retro weird goofiness with Bela Lugosi meets the Brooklyn Gorilla.
The Brooklyn Gorilla. 2 goofy entertainers meet a mad scientist on a jungle island. Now, this was what year?
It was 1952, Rev. What it just says right there.
52. So it's pre-1967, and the gorilla suit was hysterically bad.
Yeah. And I remember my buddy gave me this. I think it was for a Christmas gift because we're into all this old cheesy schlocky movies. And I watched it, and it's definitely one of the funnier. It's definitely one of those that you can sit down with the friends and just poke fun, kind of Mystery Science Theater style at the movie. And that's all I had to say about it. But Rev, I have a question for you now.
Shoot.
What the hell have you been watching?
Well, I was watching great stuff. Unlike you, who was watching absolutely stupid shit.
You don't know.
Volume 2 has about to hit digital downloads. That's right, people. You can find out why we're calling Yandu
Mary Poppins.
That's right. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Yeah, it reached a lot, but it's every bit as good as the first one, which is surprising. And with the new Avengers movie coming up, you know, with that'll be just like for every comic book nerd on the planet.
Yes, indeed.
Mr. Universe, Mr. Galaxy, Mr. Goldie Hawn. I'll have to rewatch it now that we have a better copy of it and see if I like it.
You're talking about Mr.
I don't
Ego.
know. The Galaxy Volume 2. Check it out. Speaking of stuff that's coming out on digital download and video here real quick. Alien Covenant. Yeah, I went through an Alien phase. I watched Alien.
Hey, Rev, there's a malfunction on your screen because that says Alien Covenant when you're showing Prometheus 2.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's exactly. It should have been labeled Prometheus 2, but unfortunately, they want to retie it to the Alien series because Prometheus. They thought that was what failed Prometheus was that it didn't have an Alien title. Been Alien / Prometheus Found, then maybe, but they didn't. So it sucked, and they didn't get a whole lot of money for it like they wanted. Prometheus 2, absolutely. And the protomorph and the super protomorph and the I want to see if the white ones like screw the black ones in the next one, because I think that's what's going to happen. He's got to like somehow combine the two so they become one.
The black one's going to end up screwing the white ones, and then the white one's girlfriend's going to leave it for the black one.
Is that the way it always goes? Once you go protomorph, you can never go back.
Exactly.
And then I wrapped it up with last night's edition of Game of Thrones. Wieners, floppy wieners, floppy wieners. For 7 seasons, we have been promised, and they finally showed up. Literally, this is the first time that full-size dragons have attacked anything in Game of Thrones in 7 seasons. And it was absolutely glorious. The combination of CGI with a lot of practical fire effects. They said that there was a lot of practical fire effects in this one. Fantastic. If you're not caught up on the series, get there, because I'm tired of not giving away spoilers. Seriously, like next week, I'm probably not going to care. Because the White Walkers are supposed to show up at Eastwatch by the Bay, and I can't tell y'all that I'm not going to spoil it for you. So get caught up. It's not okay. Overall, the series is coming to an end. There's like one more season after this one. They're all like mini movies. The Stark girls and the oldest of the youngest 2 brothers are back together at Winterfell, and it's so. If you ever wondered whether you should start Game of Thrones, I should tell you should probably be caught up by next Monday. 7 seasons, 1 week, you can do it. A season a day. It's only like 10 hours. You can handle it. Maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely worth the watch. And they're talking about already after this closes going into like prequels of what happened in Westeros beforehand. So they've already got ideas of where to continue it on after it.
Christ, they don't even need George R.R. Martin anymore.
Actually, they haven't in a while. They've been beyond his scripts for quite some time.
Oh, you see, that's what happens when you get a guy who hasn't even watched anything of it yet. All
right,
I hear is other people like you talking about it.
And George made no qualms about it. He was just like, y'all are gonna like get ahead of me here, and I don't care.
Yeah, I'll just enjoy.
I'm not gonna hurry up and write my books. I'm gonna hurry up and enjoy spending my $108 million. That's what I'm gonna do. Y'all can write whatever y'all want to write. I don't care. It was based on a Song of Fire and Ice. Doesn't mean it has to be concluded on a Song of Fire and Ice. But yeah, for sure, they've been beyond the scripts for a while now, so that's kind of nice. It's really if you're into fantasy type of King Arthurian legend and knights on horseback and dragons and boobies and all kind of crazy stuff, then Game of Thrones,
especially boobies.
Especially the boobies. Speaking of boobies,
yes,
this is where these 2 boobs say hi to those 5 friends of ours that we've got out there watching live tonight. So let's kick it out here to the chat room and see who's hanging out live. If you want to be hi, say hello to by the hosts of What You Watching. Be here Monday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific, specifically at Pacific.
Yes, that is the thing that probably
Time,
throws most people
8
off.
p.m.
Maybe, who knows? But get your butts
and the
over
link
here.
is
Just subscribe, by the way, and hit the bell notification. That way you know for sure, because it's going to blip your phone.
Exactly.
Even if you're at work, just get on. Just get on to say hi. Because
put your headphones in. Yeah, put your earphones in. Nobody's going to care what you're listening to while you work.
Hey, I'm watching What You Watching.
Tell him it's your church, and he won't say anything about it.
Exactly.
He can't. Let's see who's out there tonight. Of course, we've got Rod Dupree. He's always in the place to be.
Yay, Rodney.
Starshine. How you doing, Starshine?
My mortal enemy. We meet again to do battle.
Now, batting third, playing center field, Mr. Kirk.
Harris.
That's Gin. Excuse me.
Oh, Gin says
Gin's out there. How you doing there, pal? That's right. Boomers. Dean Cooper, Mr. Quasi-Theorist himself. Drummer forever. How you doing there? Gary and Whitney White hanging out, bringing food to your table, working hard. That's what they do.
I kind of want to say,
glad you guys are out there.
Boobies right now in the chat, I will personally run to your house and give a high five.
Life and Times of JCM. What's happening with you, Mr. Jevin? Check out his channel, Gone Camping. Wednesday night shows feature those. That's right.
If you go there, check them out, folks. I will give you double high fives.
Double high fives. That's right. Lance Windsor. How you doing there, Chief? Glad you're floating around out there. Hey, there was some asshole named Collier Wilmes in the chat room earlier. I don't know who that guy is. That guy's always stalking me, man. I swear to God, I'm gonna have to get me a cyber restraining order or something.
High five.
Well, there you high five, double high five for boobies. That's right. So if I haven't said hi to you, you haven't said hi to us in the chat room. I don't know you're out there. So that's the way that goes. It's the
way the news goes.
Click like, click share it on Facebook, share it on YouTube, share it on the Twitter, share it on Instagram, share it every place you can share it. We need to get to 100 subs so we can name the channel. God, people, help us get to 100 subs so that we can at least
also remember
name the URL.
Get to 100 subs. Rev will accept the fact that there are 4, count them 4 in total, Jurassic Park movies.
What's this? You talk about Jurassic Park movies. No, there's 2. There's Jurassic Park and Jurassic World.
I keep telling this guy that there's Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, then the Jurassic World.
No, I saw some stupid dino movie that Jeff Goldblum was in called
guys,
The Lost World.
Up to 100 subscribers, and he will consider accepting the truth.
I'll consider it. I'm not promising anything. Boobies.
Yeah.
I like
anyways.
Boobies. Speaking of anyways,
to the main event.
Absolutely, it is tonight. It is round 1. Ding ding. The Force Awakens. There's been a disturbance in the Force.
Yes, because it's 3 decades, Rev, after the Empire's defeat, and a new threat arises, and the militant First Order, Stormtrooper defector Finn, and spare scavenger parts person Rey are caught up in the Resistance search for the missing Luke Skywalker.
The missing.
And I gotta say,
is he really missing?
Yeah, he's kind of missing.
He's not really missing. He told people he was leaving, so he's not exactly missing.
Well, yeah,
he's like, hey, I'm gonna ass out for a while, and I don't want y'all to find me, so I'm gonna hide my map. I mean, who had the map in the first place? Did he leave a map behind? Did he break the map in 2? How'd they get a map to Skywalker? I never could. There's a little bit of explaining they need to do there. How'd they get a map to him? And R2 had map all this, so he left the map in R2 and not part in R2.
He left part of it in R2, who went dormant after he left, as they say in the movie, and that he left part with the old fart in the beginning. That's all. Like, this will make things right.
Oh, well, somehow then okay. Well, all right, I guess. Yeah. I was combining Rogue One with The Force Awakens because Rogue One's a better movie.
Yeah, that's true. But this is the latest so far in the episodic Star Wars movies.
Right. Which Rogue One was better than any of the prequels. That's for damn sure. So I'm kind of glad that we have a real prequel for a change.
Yeah, and that has Darth Vader. But we're not here to talk about Rogue One. I've already talked about that. We're here to talk about The Force Awakens, motherfucker.
I like The Force Awakens. Rey is one of my favorite characters. I appreciate the fact that the next great Jedi is going to be female. I'm okay with that. That has never bothered me. The fact that they've brought another Force sensitive character in Finn, and him being black, I'm thrilled about. That doesn't. There was always a lack of colored people in Star Wars. We
Actually,
knew
I think
this.
that's kind of up to debate now whether or not Finn's actually Force sensitive.
I don't know whether he's Force useful, but he's definitely Force sensitive because he and Rey were finishing each other's sentences.
I feel like if anything, he's going to be kind of like Princess Leia, where he can use the Force, but he's not very strong in it.
Yeah, exactly. He's not a Force user. He's just a Force sensitive, which means he has a slight grasp on the Force, but it's like, I don't know, it's like being a speed reader, but having dyslexia.
Yeah.
Which, you got to read everything 3 times.
Yeah, I still don't know how I feel about Rey, because I was watching it, and I know a lot of people complain that, oh, she's a Mary Sue, oh, she's too perfect or whatever. I'm just like, I'm kind of middle of the road right now, guys.
I was kind of upset in the opening scene where we get introduced to Rey. She rides this metal sled down the sand dune, which is fine. I thought that was freaking cool as hell, right?
That'd be fun.
And then she's down there. And she's putting her crap on her floaty cycle, but the friggin' sled disappeared.
She just left it, probably.
Well, it's nowhere in sight. It's nowhere on the. She had drug it over to the side of her the side of her floaty cycle. And but yet it wasn't there, and it wasn't on the floaty cycle on either side of it. So it was like, well, where the hell did the sled go, guys? It's a huge missing piece for me. I'm sorry.
Continuity. It doesn't matter when you got J.J. Abrams.
Right. And Lucas sitting in the background going, I got $4.8 million, but I'm still going to tell y'all what to do.
Actually, no. Remember, this is at the point where he sold the rights to Star Wars. He doesn't have any.
$4.8 billion. That's what he was counting, but he was still going to try and tell them what to do. And Disney was like, "That's what the $4.8 billion was for, George. Shut up."
He did hand in a rough script, which apparently parts of it did sleep in, but they ended up as like, nah.
Thanks for your input, George, but you fucked up the prequels. We're not interested. You screwed up the next trilogy too.
We've talked plenty about Finn. We talked plenty about Rey. So, what do you think about Kylo?
Oh, look at you sliding right into the dark side of shit. Of course you would.
Come on, we got to talk about the dark side.
I honestly thought he was the weakest character in the movie. I was
weird. He was one of my favorites, actually.
He's not. Yeah, he's not. He's one of the weakest characters. He's a pouty crybaby. He throws temper tantrums. He's obviously not all that strong on the Force. Of both Poe and Rey can resist him. Finn. What did I call him?
Well, you said Poe, or are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about Poe. Poe resisted him in the interrogation. Yeah, he didn't get what he wanted out of Poe for the most part until the very end. And, friggin' Rey beat him. She was just like, you're just afraid you'll never be as strong
it
as
didn't
Darth
actually
Vader.
take that long for Poe to crack under the Force.
Whatever. He didn't get Rey. Poe wasn't. Poe was just a pilot. He's not even a Force user.
Actually, apparently in the he is.
Blah blah blah. At this point, we don't know that.
Actually, in like some extended stuff, they show that
but that's
Luke gave the Poe family.
See, that doesn't work. You can't bring
extended
stuff into. No, it doesn't. Dude. You can't bring extended stuff.
Dude, this is Star Wars, man.
No, you can't. You cannot bring excluded stuff from the DVD back into the movie that was cut out of the movie. It
wasn't cut out of the movie. It's an extended like graphic novels and movie in the books.
I'm not going to sit here and argue with you, but as far as the movie canon goes, it's not fair for somebody like me who doesn't. I've read all that stuff, and not the newer stuff, but the older stuff. I can't bring it into somebody who hasn't read all. You can't expect every Star Wars fan to have read all that crap and to be able to live by it. That's not fair at all, at least in my book. But anyhow, back to the movie. Forget what I think. I'm not important. No, it's just. I understand the extended canon stuff, and for those people who are into those worlds, I guess it counts. But as far as people who are just Star Wars fans through the movies, they would be like, what the hell are you talking about? He's not a Force user or Force sensitive. I mean, it just wouldn't make any sense to him. You can argue with him, sort of like I did.
Well, you got to take that up with Disney because they're the ones who are doing it.
Well, screw those people.
But anyways, we were talking about Kylo. And you thought he wasn't very weak. I thought he was kind of... I won't say he's my favorite character in all of Star Wars, obviously, but I don't think he's as weak as a lot of people make him out to be.
How much training has he? How much training has he had? I mean,
well, that's going to be probably up for us to see in the future. Hopefully, in future.
Because I mean, to be honest with you, friggin' Finn beat him. Wouldn't beat him, but scored a hit on him, and that would have never happened against Darth Vader or any of the other friggin' Sith.
What are you talking about? Luke scored a couple of lucky hits on Vader.
Not until long, and not until he would have been formally trained with a lightsaber, which Finn and Rey never had any of that. Rey nearly killed him with a lightsaber and picked one up twice. So how strong could Kylo Ren really have been if Rey can beat him in a lightsaber duel while if the earthquake hadn't happened for him to fall away, she'd have killed him right where he sat. So she beat him without ever having one lightsaber training day.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem I had with still. Which granted, the Finn part, I still see that he was kind of dominating most of it. It was just the fact that Finn, I can see why he can do fairly better than most people would with a lightsaber, because as a stormtrooper, he probably would have gotten training with those baton things we saw earlier in the movie. Maybe with the traitor guy.
Which I didn't understand that thing. I mean, those were like the guard weapons from one of the prequels, I guess.
Sith.
Yeah, and I guess they could somehow guard against a lightsaber, but only if it hit.
It would make sense that at some point,
the outer guard would get
guys with laser swords going around. We need to have some weapon that can defend against that.
I agree. I totally agree. You know, there's these plasma swords out there, and they're cutting through the universe. What can we do about that?
Let's make a metal rod that has electricity arcing off of it.
Pour some salt on it. That's it. We'll make salt weapons, and that'll ionize the plasma, and then we can.
Now I'm just imagining stormtroopers running up to Jedi like that Spice Guy, being like, "Stop!"
Yeah. I am not afraid of your Jedi weapons, said no stormtrooper ever.
Exactly.
We did learn one piece of good information from Finn about the stormtrooper armor.
Masks.
Yeah, masks is that they don't filter out toxins; they just filter out smoke. Because I've always wondered what the purpose of the stormtrooper armor was. It's definitely not to guard against blaster attack.
Well, I could bring in some stuff from the extended universe, but we discussed this earlier that I'm not allowed to do that.
Well, let's talk. We're talking about the movies here. We're talking about the actual stuff that happens on screen in the live action movies. When has a stormtrooper armor ever stopped a blaster round?
When has it ever stopped an Ewok?
Yeah, exactly. When's it ever stopped a rock? I just never understood the purpose of the whole stormtrooper.
Or for that matter, what about a blast bay door?
Yeah, close the blast bay doors. Close the blast bay. Open the blast doors. Open the blast doors. That guy's an asshole. But I digress. Kylo Ren was an interesting character. I wish we would have gotten a little more backstory as to how he got.
I definitely feel like this. Obviously, I feel like this trilogy is probably gonna center a little bit around Kylo as much as it is about Rey.
Yeah, I agree. We're gonna have to know more.
I feel like this is definitely his humbling moment where he's very humbled about this. So we're probably gonna get a more Vader-esque villain. Obviously, they're not gonna try to copy and paste Vader with Kylo.
Well, I think that's what the whole whininess and the temper tantrums were about. Because if you noticed, everybody knew he was prone to them.
Yeah.
Like those stormtroopers come around the corner and hear him having a temper tantrum. They're just like assed out, turned around, went the other way. You know, the prince is in there having a poop shoot again. I mean, so
Yeah, that was a little jarring the first time seeing it in the theater, where that guy's like, "Oh, the droid got away," and he just starts slashing into that computer. It's like, I miss Darth Vader right now because he would have just choked that guy on the spot.
Or he would have crushed the table with his mind, or he wouldn't have looked like a spoiled
But hey, that's
8-year-old
what we
not
had the
being able to
anthology
have more
series for.
fucking Pokemon cards. But I felt like they didn't give us enough of Kylo's backstory for me to really care about him at all in the first movie.
Then again,
Like
I felt
him,
like this is a case where they're gonna expand upon it further because again, they're trying to plan another trilogy.
right? Yeah, I mean, and I get that. Just like you and I discussed on some of our side projects, it's tough to foreshadow enough into everything to please everyone, and that was just one place that I felt that they fell a little short in character development. Not even foreshadowing, but just all we know is he trained with Luke, and then he ruined everything and became Kylo Ren.
Which apparently he has to be good at something since he helped kill a whole academy.
Yeah, but was it younglings? Yeah, I bet you it was younglings.
It was probably younglings to.
Yeah, it was probably younglings. Right. I don't think it would have been, because Luke would have been going for the younger people that he sensed to help them start from the beginning. I don't know. The last we knew, he was looking for the original academy.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all they told us.
That's what he was doing after the academy fell apart. He's like, ah, shit. Well, time to look. I always wanted to look for the first Jedi thing, so I'm going to do that. I'll let you guys handle this. I'm off.
Speaking of off, we're probably going to need to be.
I was about to say that. You beat me to it.
Getting wrapped up on this. One of the things that I did appreciate, the episode 8 trailer shows us some of Rey's training, which is fantastic. I wonder if she's going to be like the first on-screen staff or double-ended lightsaber user besides Maul.
Maybe. I was going to say, Rev on screen, Maul was the first on screen
double-bladed lightsaber user. Right, but and that was
makes more sense with her fighting style since she has that big staff.
Right, but we see her training with a single lightsaber, so. But from what I remember, I guess that's in the video game world. You always start out training with the single, and then increase your training to the dual lightsaber or double lightsabers.
That would probably be what, because as we can see, Disney's trying to take stuff out of the extended universe and put it into their new universe.
And once it's into the theater universe, I am all for it. But you just can't take stuff.
I'm gonna march into Disney and make demands so that I can shut you up, man.
That's it. That Disney, you're gonna do it this way because the Rev said that it can't happen. And damn it, that's not what we do.
And Disney, when I am determined, I'm determined.
We are absolutely determined to be happy that every single one of you guys out there are here watching us live. And if you're not here watching us live, you're watching us in the archive. That's okay too.
Because
I think we're gonna
love you.
That's right. No matter what, we're gonna love you. We are talking about Jurassic Park next week. Bum 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 bum. You didn't earn it. You just stood on the backs of giants and you took the next step. And the next thing you know, you're selling it and you're packaging it and you're putting it on plastic lunchboxes.
And now, damn, you're selling. Damn, you're selling. Well,
we are going to be right there next week for Jurassic Park.
Guys, like it if you liked our thing. If you really loved us, subscribe, hit the bell notification. That way you'll be notified, like we said earlier.
Find us at facebook.com/Whatcha Watchin vids, or just search for Whatcha Watchin. It'll pop right up.
You Twitter lovers, we still haven't figured that out. We have one.
Yeah.
We just don't know.
It's all weird namedly. Somehow I screwed up. My dyslexia really killed me on that one. But we'll be back here next Monday, 8 p.m., specifically at Pacific time. That's right. Thanks for joining us. After Hangout coming up in just a moment.
We'll war about Star Wars.